Y'all know what group of people be making fun of black women the most on this app? Black women in their comment section who swear they the natural hair police.
And
it's giving dead. It's giving Big Chop. That hair hanging on for dear life. Shut up. Like, for real, it'd be a girl giving a simple hair tutorial and y'all just tear her up. Not everybody can be 5 years deep into their natural hair journey. As important hair is to us as black women in a community, it blows my mind how quick y'all are to just run into some girl's comment section and tell her to cut all her hair off. Damaged or not, that is such a hard thing to do for any woman. Y'all are just as bad as the middle school bullies who used to make fun of natural hair. Y'all have to let everyone be on their own hair journey.
See? And they try to talk to me about telling them to be natural while they go out there and harass natural people. Sensational.
Y'all know what group of people be.
Okay, so I'm going into the comments, but I want to start first by giving all praises and glories unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Archakodash, that belong to our apostles, the bishops, the elders of the great millstone, and greetings, salutations, blessings, much love unto you, hopefully elect shalom unto you, and particularly for you sisters doing the right thing, and you men appreciating the women in your life that are doing the right thing, you know, whether they be your mothers, your daughters, you know, your wives, or whatever the case may be, you know, it's an honor and a glory that, Lord willing, that we all be given salvation. But hey, you know, we got to watch how the culture is moving, and we see that this black culture thing ain't where it's at. But as you read these comments and you hear the video, and especially if you went on hers or you went into that whole realm of black women's hair, you'll realize that they talk shit to one another that's doing it the right way, and don't encourage those that aren't at that point, that are afraid to move into that thing, because they understand what the scriptures say. And I'm going to grab a couple of scriptures. Shouldn't be a long video. Don't want to just, you know, but get on them for this. But we as believers, particularly the sisters and the men that are with these sisters in their lives in whatever way, we have to make sure that we're, and you sisters too, okay? That's what the world is doing. We have to understand it's not just about black women, whether you're Hispanic or whatever, native or whatever the case may be. And I'm using those worldly terms. We still have to remember, hey, this is what you women talk about. Recipes and hair, natural hair things, and you know, so on and so forth. Things that are better in the spirit, not just to make you better according to your body and the flesh. Those things are coming. Okay, but the things that get your mind right, okay? Hey, sister, don't be worried about gossip, this and that. Hey, I got this hair product, or I got this hair remedy, you know, to help your hair do this and that, and your daughter's hairstyle, I got this braid style and this and that, and if you add this olive oil or whatever the case may be, these are the things that we should be talking about, versus some of the people in these comments. You know, you can see what people are looking for in life. And it was funny, there's a video after this was about black women in marriage. They only want to be married when it's monetarily convenient for them. Okay, but the point is, these are the things that we are supposed to be passing down one to another, particularly the hair situation. And when you understand the hair situation, that's why the Most High took it from you, because you began to get more proud than anybody on the planet about your looks and your beauty. And that's why he stripped it from you as a curse. All right, and I'm going to get that. Now, I just wanted to see. I didn't really look through these. Well, this one by Jay Gardner, 3861, says, as important hair to black women in the community, blah, blah, blah. If it's that important, y'all, I guess then take care of what you're born with. Or am I tripping? You should take care of what you're born with. You talk about the white woman, you talk about the Hispanic woman, and you put the East Indian woman's hair in your head, and whoever else, the Chinese woman or whatever, in your own hair, not seeing or realizing what you're putting into your into your body. Okay, they be praying to other gods and demons and curses on this hair. and then you go buy it up. And we've seen women dumpster dive for weave. We've seen women leave their children to go hop in line for a weave sale, and their kids burn the house down with the kids in it, so on and so forth. Okay. All right. So this when black women hated everything about themselves, right? And this was that Truth and Justice 1182, right? So we see that this is an issue amongst the people of our nation, but you as believers in the community of belief, we have to perpetuate something else. But this is also an understanding that this is what our people, that we are the people of the scriptures, okay? That this is what we're going through, and this is, you may never grow your hair to be all the way down your back in this life, okay? But that's okay. Are you putting the work towards having a righteous mind to what you're doing? Or do you want long hair so you can catch the man that you want, or you want long hair because it's the glory in the Most High is giving you that for a covering, and that you may be worthy for salvation, and then a man be given into you to help guide that situation. All right, so without all them chitter chat words, let me grab a couple scriptures. All right, we got to go to Isaiah, the 3rd chapter to start. It says, moreover, saith the Lord, moreover, the Lord Yahweh saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. And those are all descriptive words of attention. Okay, you see, our women want attention. They come in, they be loud, thinking loud is the way that a man wants a woman to be. Bring attention over here to me. But then when you get the attention on you, what are you doing with it? That's what this video is about. It's not just about the hair, but the lack of unity and the lack of passing wisdom down to one another, of a real sisterhood, if there's such a thing. Okay, of that when you pass these situations and these experiences on to one another, that this begins to build because for the right reasons, that the inner woman is being changed. Okay, not the outer woman. That you're not reflecting what the culture is breeding, which we know the culture was given to you by your slave masters, but what you perpetuate is now things of righteousness, things of humility, things of tenderness, okay, and delicacy, and more of a delicate type outgoing spirit, okay, and reverence to the man that's over you. All right. It said, therefore the Lord will smite with the scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, which is a curse that the Negro woman, I have to say it that way, or the Judite Southern Kingdom women, and you do see women that have long hair, that's natural. Okay, it's not impossible. Just saying that these are the things that mark our women to who they are. But there's a reason why, because you saw the pride and the haughty spirit that was on, and the desire for attention from any Tom, Dick, and Harry or whatever. Okay? So these are the things that have to be corrected in our spirit, and these are the things of experience that women should be passing one to another, down to their daughters, the elder women down to the younger women, and the younger mothers that are, and how to guide the house the right way. Cleaning our spirits up is that way. Okay, but I'm using particularly the hair to show this. Okay, so therefore the Lord Yahweh will smite with the scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord Yahweh will discover their secret parts. And more important part about the secret part is what your spirit is really about, what you really are focused on in your life. Okay, and it goes on to say he was going to strip you from all the things that make you beautiful. Okay, and I'm going to jump down to verse 24. It says, and it shall come to pass, and this is where we're at. This is now. This isn't still to come, but it's going to get worse as it comes. But this is coming to pass now, and has been. Okay, verse 24, and it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well-set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and instead of and burning instead of beauty. Okay, and these are the things that have come upon our women in the modern times of now. Okay, so how do you change that? You change the inner woman, that you're seeking righteous things, that you're not seeking attention and folly and drama, but you're trying to quell the drama. You're trying to keep the peace in the house. Okay, and there's things that you need from your husbands or whatever the case may be, that you know how to go about those things to attain them. Okay, another scripture that came to mind. Lamentations chapter 2. I'll read a couple of these. Verse 1. How have the Lord Yahweh covered the daughter of Zion with the cloud in his anger? Now you can take this twofold. Okay. As representing the nation, or as the women of our nation, because they go hand in hand. As the women of our nation are, so are we as a complete nation. Okay, it says, with the cloud in his anger, and cast down from heaven unto the earth the beauty of Israel, and remembered not his footstool in the day of his anger. And the Lord Yahweh has swallowed up all the habitations of Jacob, and have not pitied. He hath thrown down in his wrath the strongholds of the daughter of Judah. He hath brought them down to the ground. He hath polluted the kingdom and the princes thereof. Okay, so it's talking about our nation, but it's also talking about how he's polluted our people. Okay, and the thing that we are cleaning ourselves up with is letting off the old man and putting on a new man. Okay, and that goes for the men as well as the women. All right. And then it goes into the enemies, which was key. We should all know that part. Let me see. Let me see here. If we want to start up, I can go straight to the point. Man, I mean, this chapter pretty much gives it to our whole nation, but I'm gonna go to the main point, which was 15 that came to mind. It says and I mean, this chapter just talks about how damaged our nation is. And like I said, there is a correlation between the women of our nation and our nation as a whole. The way that our women treat us, the same way that we as a nation treated our husband, the Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, of course, right? It says, verse 15, all that pass by clap their hands at thee, they hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty? And our women are the perfection of beauty. Okay? As our nation is the perfection of beauty among nations. Okay? But in this cursed state that we are in, you can't appreciate it because it's terrible. And look, regardless what you may say about our women, how they physically look, the spirit of our women inside them should be as the righteous daughters. Okay? They should be as reflecting the energy and righteousness and balance of the men that believe. They should be the contrary, not the contrary, the balance, if you will. Meaning they should be a reflection of that same godly like spirit within them. Okay? And that's what the women of the elect will be. Okay, and when that day comes, and we're all on a journey to get there, but we should be moving in that direction, all right? And that's what these videos are for. It says, saying, this is the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth, because there's not a man on the planet now, whatever race they may be, whatever nation they be from, that can't say that they don't like a lady, an Israelite lady, okay? A woman that's carrying herself as an Israelite woman would carry herself, okay? Should carry herself, okay? There's men out there of other nations that love you so-called black women that love you more than the women of their own nation in your terrible state, okay? And who's losing love for you the most is the so-called Israelite men, as well as the connection you have with the Edomite man. Okay, that's breaking up as well. Both of those. And what's happening is you're being left out there. Okay, that's why we make these videos, so you can come back to the person that you are, and that's when you'll find the type of man that you really need in your life, and that's when you'll get in order, as the scriptures have said. Okay, but the important part where it starts is within your minds. All right, it starts in your spirit. Got to clean that up first before the outside is realized in its beauty. Okay, and I love the analogy in the movie Birth of a Nation, the one with Nate Parker. Okay, about the Nat Turner situation, their story, right? That's the part that was excellent, because that woman was beat down and swollen up and crusty and hair nappy, but after they cleaned her up and she, he could see the vision of who she could be. And men have that. We have the ability to see the vision, but your vision and his vision have to line up. Okay, if he's moving toward Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, you need to get on board and you begin to move toward Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and that's when your true beauty will be seen. And when you go into Proverbs the 31st chapter, that beauty is more so seen from within, okay? Because of the wisdom that beauty pulls out of you, okay? Meaning through the wisdom of the scriptures and the guidance of your husband or your father is when your beauty truly shows up, okay? All right, then people can see your outer beauty, because they see through that and see your inner beauty, which is far above and beyond. Okay, it says, all the enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day we looked for. We have found it. We have seen it. And it looks terrible when you really look at what the scriptures say about the destruction coming to the majority of our women. Okay, the 2/3 of our women. We see the destruction coming, and it's going to be bad, because some of you are so ingrained with this Western mind state, with this Antichrist mind state, that the selfish and self-centered mind state, that you can't break free. Okay, that you can't even see the prudence of how to help yourself. Okay, well, there's plenty of men out there that are guiding you to that way. Okay, and it's not about, okay, come here and then, we'll marry you to this. And that may be great for some of these other groups, but we're here trying to make sure that you understand that the inner woman, as well as us as men, the inner person is the one that's really getting the benefits out of these scriptures. Okay, not because you rub yourself down with cinnamons and myrrh and aloe and frankincense and all of that and rose petals. That's all wonderful. But if you're doing it for the righteous reasons on the inside, okay? So I got to go to 1 Corinthians 11. These are just a couple that came to mind when this scripture came by me. I had to get my fuck out of here. Anyway, it says, wow. It says, be ye followers of me, even as I am also am of Hamashiach, the anointed, right? Yahushua. And this is Paul writing, of course. It says, now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things and keep the ordinances as I delivered them unto you. And Corinthians had an issue when you read into the book of Corinthians, that women were just out of order and out of place. But this is for all of us to pick up and to begin to move the inner person in this righteous way, and the rest will follow suit, right? But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, Yahushua, right? And the head of the woman is the man, and the head of the anointed Yahushua is Yahweh. Now you see that order, and if you get into that order and you reverence that order, and you make sure that you're keeping your man in that order, and that you're standing in your order, and things work beautifully as it was set in the creation. Okay. All right. So I'll read down. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. So women should be like, hey, babe, not that you're checking your man, but there's a way to do things. There's a reverence. We don't go, Yahushua, give me the spiritual power to take care of my demons and these people trying to mess with me. We don't go making demands, but a lot of women of our nation come to their husbands or their men, to their family making demands. That is more than a privilege for these things to be happening. Okay? And for lack of a better term, it was another word that I was looking for. But anyway, it says, but every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonoreth her head. So think of what the scriptures is telling you, that you should have your head covered up. Okay? That doesn't mean that you'll be able to walk in your daily life like that, but that does mean that when you pray, and you get into these scriptures, that you are in obedience on the inside, that it ain't a show for every man to be seeing. Okay, it ain't like that, because we all as men know that when a woman have her hair laid, man, when her hair looking good, man, that's a major attraction unto a man. Okay, but that's not what you're doing it for. You're doing it because it's the right thing to do in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Especially if you already have a husband, that's not what you're out there seeking it from the boss or the manager down the way or this guy down the block or in a couple cubicles down the way or whatever. You know, that's not what you're doing it for. You're doing it because it's the right thing to do. And if you have a man, the last thing you want to do is to try to push off a vibration of a flirtatious or invitive spirit unto those co-workers that you have. Okay, when you know you have a man at the house. Okay, it says, but every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonoreth her head, for it is even all one as if she were shaven. It's the same as if your head was shaven off. And for some women, that's the case, that to start your, as the woman was saying, your hair journey, your natural hair journey, some of you have to go to that route. Okay, so covering your hair is like, it's like you being, uncovering your head is like you being bald. You're not covered. Okay, so these things are set up in order for a reason, to hide pride from man and woman. Okay, particularly having it covered to hide pride from women. You know, because we know that what the glory is of one or the other, right? If a woman be not covered, let her be shorn or shaven. But it is a shame for women to be shorn or shaven. Let her be covered, right? A man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of Yahweh, but the woman is the glory of the man. So you reverence your husband by doing this. You reverence your higher power by doing it, because you're in order. All right? But this society doesn't breed our people to be in order. Okay, it doesn't really breed anyone to be in order, but we're the ones that were given the laws to be in order. They're given the exhortation to be in order. Okay, which is why Paul was writing this to this church in Corinth of Greece, right? Because they were out of order over there. Okay, so this is a guide for us. It says, for the woman is not of the man, but the man of the woman. I read that wrong. It says, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither is the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. Okay? We're not created for you. We're created to be servants of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, as you're created to be servants for us. But all toward the same goal, and all will share in that same glory. Okay? So we got to keep that in mind. As much as I think it will say it. Let me see here. Yep, I'm going to just read it and then it'll come to pass I'll explain it then. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in the Lord. So yeah, that union of coming together is set up for a reason. Now we got to remember, in the Greek captivity, there were, same-sex situations going on in that time, as they go on now in Babylon the Great, where we live now, and all over the world. So this is part of you can't be too, as a brother would say, you can't be carpet munching in the truth, man. And sheet tapping in the truth. That ain't how this works. If you're gonna have that fleshly union, it's supposed to be of the creation that set it up. Okay? As for the woman is of the man, even so is the man by the woman, completing that situation. That's why we come out the womb of a woman. But the woman is of the man, meaning she was taken as a separate connection to the man. All right? And that's why when you go to Genesis, the 3rd chapter, it kind of breaks that down a little bit. Or was it the 2nd chapter? Excuse me. It says, but all things of Yahweh. Because that's the point. The bigger picture is what we're all in this life for. It said, judging yourselves, is it comely that a woman pray unto Yahweh uncovered? Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, right? Do not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? And that goes to you men. And we see that going on as well, that men have the pride of even telling women, you just mad because my hair is longer than yours and all of this. Man, it ain't for you to have that type of hair. You know, now some men have it, but there's a manly way to do it. Okay, for manly purposes, not because it's the thing that you want to get, I'm going to just say it, to get bitches with, you know, or to get, you know, that adornment from women for. Okay? And a lot of men that do it, they do it because they seek the black woman who doesn't have hair, and she almost marvels that his hair is this way. Especially if the man is mixed. They love to do that. And I'm not, you know, referencing anybody particular, but there were men and there are men that do it for the wrong reasons. Okay? But I'm who I am on the inside. My haircut don't make me. The clothes I wear don't make me, but how I operate on the inside, the inner man, is what does it, and it's no different from the woman. Who you are on the inside is what makes you. All right? It goes on to say, 15, but if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given for her for a covering. Okay? And so that is the point that I want to reach. The glory of the man is the woman, right? I already set it up at verse 7, but down at verse 15, it is the glory to her. But if a woman have long hair, it's a glory to her. That's why this hair industry is such a big deal. Okay? Because our women see what the other nations' women have, and they want to be like them. They were like, well, I want to have my hair. But you won't admit it because your pride is too high. Okay, well, when you come into this faith and this belief, there's a certain way that you operate. There's a certain humility that you must have. Okay, and in the service of the things that you do in your flesh should be to build up your spirit to be stronger than your flesh. Okay. So this is what I brought this video out from, and it just also went to show that women hate on women as well. Okay, but who can hate on you if they can't see your hair? Who can hate on you if you're coming in the right spirit? Okay? If you're not putting off a certain look. And our women in society, it's pushed that we have this certain pride and honor, so to speak, about us, which comes off in a very negative fashion, man, that I'm too good. Why this girl thinks she better than everybody. She's stuck up, her nose all in the air and all of this. You can have that air about you, but that's a cultural air, and that's an outside thing that's looking to be benefited with that. But when you come with the right humble spirit of the inner person, that's when things line up in a better fashion for you. Okay. So I'm trying to think of one more, and I think it's in the. I'll just start up here in Ephesians 5. This is kind of the point, but you know. This is more leaning into the inner person more than the outer person, right? And then I'll grab the other one I was thinking. It says Ephesians 5:16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. The days we're coming into are going to be very evil, man. You're going to need that hedge of protection. So we got to do the things that warrant the protection from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And those are the same things that warrant the protection from your husband, if you're doing the righteous things, right? So on and so forth. And the order goes up, right? It says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understand what the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is. And be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. Okay, and that wine can be literal wine, or it can also be with philosophy. And black culture and Hispanic culture and native culture and all of that, and modern culture and Western culture are all ways philosophies of being drunk that you can be drunk with. You know, women's liberation is a wine. It's a philosophy. Okay, when you understand how the scripture is written with that, right? In the analogical way, it says, speak to yourselves in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing and making melody in your heart to the Lord Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai, giving thanks always for all things unto the Most High and the Father, in the name of our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of Yahweh. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as unto the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Hamashiach is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body. Right? Therefore, as the church is subject unto Yahweh Shai, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives, even as Hamashiach also loved the church and gave himself for it. Okay? And it goes on to say that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word. Okay, so this is how we cleanse the old man and become the new man. Okay, with the washing of water by the word, by learning where our offenses are, acknowledging them, and making the changes with repentance. Okay, that he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies, and he that loveth his wife loveth himself. Okay, and that's how a man will get onto you when he finds a woman that's like unto him. But this has to be who you are. This can't be, you can't put it on for a little while and then when tribulation comes, you fold. No, this is for you to become this person, and then that man that's that type of person will attract to that. Okay? And that's why in the 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter, it goes on to say the believing husband and the believing and to the unbelieving, one could, the believer and the unbeliever, the believer could save the unbeliever, whether it be the husband or the wife that believes. They can save each other through that connection. Okay, to roughly put it. All right. Let's see if there's more to it. Now let's finish up with this. Ephesians 4:22, that you put off concerning the former conversation, the old man or woman, right? So being all in the mix about this, and these red pill things, they make a good argument, but they don't have the answers to how to solve these things. And truly, to truly solve it is to actually put on these scriptures, the womanly role of the scriptures, as well as the manly role of the believers of the scriptures. Okay, that's what we have to put on to get past the conversation. And when you look into the word of conversation, it's it's anastrophe, which is your conduct. So how you conduct yourself. Okay, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lusts, right? And be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Okay, so you have to become a new and better, more valuable person within yourself first. Okay, and in that ye put on the new man, which after Yahweh is created, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is created in righteousness and in true holiness. One more, Timothy's, right? All right. 1 Timothy 2:9, in like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel. In the Western culture, in modern culture, in black culture, that's not what we see. We see Sexy Red talking about nigga do this, eat that, and lick this and that, and I'm this and I'm that, and I'll do this and I'll do that. And that's not how our women are. They're giving you the exact wrong way. And who was that was just praised by Planned Parenthood? Was it Sexy Red? Let me look it up real quick so I'm not just throwing out wild statements. Excuse me, it wasn't Sexy Red, it's Megan Thee Stallion. Honored with Catalyst of Change Award by Planned Parenthood. I mean, like, man, you guys, if you don't know, look into what Planned Parenthood was really about, man. And that's not who you want to be honored by. Believe me, that's, as a woman, that's not who you want to be honored by. Okay, this is not a great honor. They did a whole action gala, Spring Into Action Gala in NYC. That's foolish, man. To be honored is being honored by the damn devil, being honored by the people that give the destruction to you and your people. All right? So that's not who you want to be honored by. But this is what the image that they're putting out there for our young women to grow up and become grown women like. When we need ladies and mothers, okay, and those that got the household that share the righteous mind of the men that they connect with to create families with. Because we're seeing the opposite of that happening. And what's a reflection of that? Art, which is in our music and in our movies. You watch, even Tyler Perry movies push off that vibration. Okay, and he's supposedly have good Christian values or whatever, right? Which we should be able to see through all of that BS and actually look into the scriptures and be washed and renewed with it, right? It says, in like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness and sobriety. With shamefacedness, meaning you're ashamed of your previous action, that you're ashamed in your contribution to disconnecting our nation from their God and disconnecting our men from our women. Okay, and you disconnecting from your father and your mother disconnecting from your father, and you disconnecting from your husband. Okay, and growing up in a culture that's not teaching you to how to be connected to a righteous man. Okay, it says, and I saw another video, and you know how these TikToks and whatever go, is like, you women believe in women's intuition? They're like, yeah, for sure. I said, well, how come y'all didn't have intuition about how to make a man happy? Where's that intuition to make a man happy? Or you can't tell when your man is unhappy. Where's the intuition that your man is unhappy? Okay, and I furthered the thought in my mind of, where's the intuition to saying that this ain't the right man for me, that this man is not of the things that I want to be of, that this was a dangerous street dude that I want to lay down and have kids with. Then when he don't step up to be the right kind of man, I'm going to call him a deadbeat and put him on the system, further perpetuating the moves of the devil, okay, to destroy our people. Okay, we got to be able to see that and change the course. And how do we change it? According to these scriptures. And this is giving you what it is right here. In basic form, as is written to Timothy, right? It says, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broidered hair or gold or pearls or costly array. We don't need all those things, but what do we see these same women doing, right? It says, but the women that are the examples, I can't say the leaders, but they are the examples, right? But which becometh women professing godliness with good works. Okay, that's how our women should be seen, with the good works. And those good works come from the good spirit that's in you of just doing the right thing. All right. Let the women learn in silence with all subjection, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. But in modern culture and in black culture, that's not what you see. And even now, getting to the point of Hispanic culture, you know, because when I grew up, seeing it as a youngster, I grew up around blacks and Hispanics and, you know, different races of people, particularly of our nation, not just in the Northern Kingdom, but the Southern Kingdom as well. I grew up with both. Around where I was at, it was pretty diverse. Back then, the Hispanic men still was disciplining their women. And it was pretty much at the end of where the so-called Negro man was disciplining his wife. Okay, so we saw that happen first, and then we're starting to see it switch over now with the Hispanic culture. Okay, where the women run the household in Hispanic culture as well, which is a curse unto our whole nation. All right. It says, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor usurp authority over the man. You're not supposed to run the household. We don't have to check with you. We can ask you your input, and then we still have to make the righteous decision, you know, through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But to be in silence. Okay, for Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived within the transgression. Okay, so that's where so you should be shamefaced for that alone. But this was put in order back in that time, that the woman should be should have desire unto her husband, and he shall rule over thee. It was way back in Genesis, the 3rd chapter. Okay, so this is the order that was set up, and this is how we have to live going forward. Okay, and I've taken it from just the hair aspect of it, and women hating on each other with hair, and giving so much energy into the hair, that to get that hair, we have to first get the inner woman or the inner person back right. And even like I used the correlation from Corinthians, the 1st chapter, I mean the 11th chapter, 1 Corinthians, the 11th chapter, that the man also, or even in Ephesians, that this is a correlation of our whole nation, how we treat the Most High, our husband, and then how our women treat us. We have to first get ourselves right internally, Okay? And then we can present ourselves to be accepted by our husband. All right, so Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all praises and glories unto Yahweh, Bashim Yahshai, Bashim Rachakodash. Double honors to our apostles, the bishops, the elders of the great millstone who teach, guide, and rule well. And greetings, salutations, blessings, much love unto you, hopeful elect. Until the next one, Shalom.